Hello friends, welcome back to more City of Gangsters. Unfortunately, my autosave didn't quite auto the save, so we are a little bit, maybe just a couple turns before where we were. If you notice, we still have this front over here, which I think automatically fell apart, but honestly, that's not really that big of a deal. I think actually our good friend Esther here can beat the crap out of Jaworski again, and she should be able to finish him off right here, maybe. We are fighting two people. Let's see if she can do it. So it's us versus them, and in fact, yes, we did attack Jaworski. The other guy apparently didn't help, so good to know. So there we go. We've murderated him. We are still able to search his car and also to raid the warehouse. So at the end of the day, I think this is pretty much the result we had last time, right? Maybe a little bit different, but we did get some bottled whiskey, and I believe we're roughly on track. I'm going to let this place kind of die out because this is what happened in our last episode, and I like to try to keep it relatively equal. So we're still getting pushed a little bit by the gang to the south, De Bruges. And we're also still able to, hang on a minute, legitimate operation is producing too many resources. Oh, I thought that was a warning about not getting enough resources, but no, it's fine. Let's improve her skill to Brawler 2, which I think we did last time as well, and I think now we're roughly caught up. Sorry about the confusion. Need to repair this car one more time, and we shall be golden. Let's bring Esther back to one of the hideouts to recuperate, since she took a little tiny bit of damage. There we go. Now, I think we were trying to... that's right. We were trying to expand our territory in this area last time we talked. So let me do a quick fix on our vehicle, which I don't have enough money for, as ever, always. We just got beat up over here. Oh, no, is this Esser? Did she get captured or no? I could have sworn I saw a kind of explosive symbol. That might have just been the police arriving, to be honest, so maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. How are we doing on our backroom business, by the way? We are sitting on $1,000. Lovely. I will grab a little bit of that to Tobel just to pay for the car repair. So we're not doing too bad. We do have some cases of fruit wine ready to go for our next delivery, which is lovely. I meant to go to the car repair shop, but this is fine. I think what we were going to do here is try to use... yes, we're going to establish a new front. I, again, forgot to bring more money, so I'm going to have to waste even more turns. Hang on. Our good friend Esther can bring the money. There we go. It's nice to have a backup person every so often. So I think we needed something like $400 for this. So let's swing her over here. We'll move Tobel up here to get the car repaired. Kind of useful to have these different crew members available right now. Right, so there we go. Back to mint condition. Now we're going to be able to establish a new front. And what I'm going to try to do is immediately start claiming these neighborhoods surrounding us. So let's talk about expanding. I don't think you can control the direction in which your neighborhoods expand, but hopefully we'll grab this corner before they do. Not that it really matters, but I kind of like getting as much of my territory established as I can. We're not really going to have anything for this square. I guess we'll have to establish a front here instead at some point down the road. So we are waiting for a little bit more money so that we can establish the expansion here. We wanted to put down the backroom fruit wine bootlegger. Unfortunately, I think again, we had 10 lumber at some point, but I believe because the save didn't quite save when I thought it did, we're a little bit behind. So I'm going to have to wait for her to do her delivery. Can we get rid of a couple more of these troublemakers? Because honestly, they're really, really annoying at this point. They've got great territory that I really want to have. You're kind of barely injured, though. That is the problem. Whose territory is this? Let's see. This is the intersection. Can I see more information? I actually can't see who owns this intersection. Oh, the Gray boys. So where's the Grays? Betty Gray is outside of her normal area. And I think we were looking a while ago for people who had weapons available for us. I don't see any. What I saw before in a playthrough was that you could talk to one of your businesses and they had like a little symbol that said, hey, we can hook you up with a weapon basically if you need one. Moment for a quick chat. We own an orchard up north, way from Prying Eyes, and interesting. So expand my little fruit wine operation. What is this? Deliver $1,300 and we'll get some kind of either knowledge about that, or maybe just straight up fruit wine in its own right, or maybe concentrate or something. Bit of trouble, and I heard you've helped out a family member business before. My generous nature is spreading around the neighborhood, I see. We had some business difficulties that forced us to take out a loan. We need to pay $500. So lots of just straight up drop off money to people, which I'm not entirely a huge fan of. I don't like paying for other people's foibles and failures. Can I get, honest to goodness, can I find another weapon? Who has a weapon? Babyface Walker has a bat. Esther does not have anything. So Esther really should have a weapon of some sort. But I really don't remember where you get weapons from. This is the lumber place that we are trying to expand our territory. I swear we've come across somebody that at least could sell a baseball bat, but according to the overlay, we have not. All right, let's try to gang up here on Betty Gray. Let's see if we can make it in one run. We can, I think, get here all together. So we're going to start beating up Betty Gray. She's kind of far from home, which means if she has to retreat, she'll have a ways to go. So let's see if we can get her all in one. So we're going to double up on her. I forgot to switch out the baseball bat, by the way. So she took quite a bit of damage, although both of us took damage from her. We'll get her started on getting injured, I guess. She wants to fight us again, so we had another round of fighting. I think we're too injured to fight at this point, though. You're injured out of action points. You do generate less action points, I think, when you're injured. So let's bring Esther back. I'm going to bring Tobel back, too, and just try to swap out the bat. So I think I can just store it here and then move him over here and then have her pick that up. Relatively easy. And the only reason I'm doing that is because she has better melee or I guess combat skills than the leader of our gang does, which is kind of funny. Our leader, by the way, cannot be any kind of manager, so something to keep in mind. We're not able to use him as a manager. He's always going to be on the street doing something. All right, so recovered. Betty Gray not looking too hot, by the way. Let's wait for one more turn. Ah, crap, she ran all the way back home. She ran home and healed up. Bit of a bummer. I think one of the keys here to dealing with these local thugs and what have you is to wait until they're injured and then move in at that point. When they're injured, they're kind of more vulnerable and you're able to beat the crap out of them perhaps a little bit easier. How are we doing on the production side of things? We've got 21 fruit wine. Our delivery truck is here and she actually doesn't have any more fruit wine available at this moment. So I think we just got here a minute before. Hold up, have we not ran the truck? Let's stop the route for a minute. And let's restart the route. Let's actually tell her to go to the drop-off step. I think she'll drop something off. New corner joins our territory. Lovely. Now she'll drop off the bottles, which she did. And then she picked up the fruit wine. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pause the delivery for just a bit, because I think I want to let a little bit of our fruit wine stockpile. And then she can take out a nice big delivery. Although I think she can only hold like 45 or so fruit wine in the truck at a time, if I remember right. Okay, so we'll drop it all off. We'll wait for our production cycle to go through. We do have quite a few small bottles, so just shy of being able to do 2 more runs. So let me grab a little tiny bit of bottles here next door. Should have plenty of money for that, I hope. Nope, I don't. Be short like $2 for that, of course. Interesting game, I will say. Even just playing this pretty much straight on for a couple of days, I'm still, I know, way far from mastering anything about this. The other interesting thing is I'm trying to kind of collect my thoughts for a review of some sort, or to give you a condensed type of idea of like what I think the game, where it's at. It really just is really heavy, more heavy, I think, on the logistics side of the house than I thought it would be, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it might not appeal to everyone, especially people who came looking for more of a gangster style experience. Now, of course, we are able to go do raids, I think, but the days of Gangsters organized crime, back in the day, that 1998 game that I talked about a while ago, you're able to schedule certain things that would take place over the coming week. You kind of planned everything out and then let the game run, and you could watch live as things happen, and you can take control of some people. But basically, if you had people go extorting businesses, they would go to extort it, collect protection money. Maybe you firebombed an enemy, kind of location or something like that. And maybe that's available. Maybe we've just not gotten to that just yet. But the pacing, even just jumping into the game hardcore, I really still feel like I'm way far away from any of that, which is interesting. So we're only at the opening salvo, in a way, of the game. We still have one business. We haven't even opened up our second business yet. At least I'm kind of learning where these things are, which is nice. God, the cops are all over the place. Maybe it's nice to let, every so often, let the heat just kind of come down a bit. That way your businesses aren't completely hello. Betty Gray, are you attacking me for no particular reason? That's rude. Well, guess what, Betty Gray? I have 3 people here who are all going to beat the crap out of you. So let's see how this works out. Yeah, that's right. incapacitated. That is right. One more turn. Let's see where Betty runs off to. God, she went all the way back, and she healed in the same damn turn. That's mildly annoying. We have to heal at different no, we can't heal at the same location, apparently. I'll tell you what. Betty, oh, Betty, is starting to irritate me quite a bit. Let's do this. Let's take the... Uh-oh. That wasn't fantastic. The heat in the area attracted police attention. One of your people has been taken into custody. 2 of your people. 3 of your people. That's really annoying. So, we just lost everything. Oh, this is why the heat is such a pain in the butt. We lost about $200 or so. Or $300. And we also lost our lovely baseball bat. Thankfully, no one got arrested, but it's still mildly inconvenient for us. That is really annoying, actually. Well, to take out our aggression, let's send everybody over here to Betty. And I'm going to beat the crap out of her as much as I can and try to kill her early on. Because I want her territory. We're only using our fists, but we should be able to do quite a bit of damage, I hope. There we go, injured, and I believe we still have action points, or no, we have to wait a turn, and she's off again. Where did she head to? She's all the way down here. We're going to chase her through the city, apparently. This is great. Thelma does have a little bit more experience. Again, Alley Ace seems like a very, very useful trait to have. Esther has an upgrade as well. We'll do that well-known brawler, I should say. One more time for a fight. See if we can't get all 3. We're only roughed up and she's injured. This should probably incapacitate her, if not kill her outright. There's the incapacitation. We're out of action points. Esther now has a nickname as well. That's interesting. I didn't know our other people would have a nickname. Then yeah, let's just keep Scarface for fun. Why not? Finally, we're still here. It looks like our good friend Betty is on her last legs. And thankfully, we have just enough action points to take her down and kill her, I hope. Survey says, yes, we have murdered our friend, Miss Gray, and so now we can actually take our cars over to her old territory, and we've got that territory if we wanted it. Now, is this front still working? I don't think so. I think we did lose that front. Esther's injured and she can't do anything. Let's bring Thelma back to the main area and have her recuperate. Tobel will also go back and recuperate once he's done, and everyone has to pretty much recuperate because we're all injured. All right, so let's heal up. You are healed. The cops have gone away. We now have 74.5 fruit wine sitting around. So I will... When's our next thing? 6 turns or so. So we're like almost halfway through that. Let's go ahead and resume the normal cycle. So Thelma can go make us some money. And we should still be able to come over here. You're recuperating. You're both recuperating. When you're done recuperating, it looks like you kind of wake up with no movement points. So just something to keep in mind. Efficient driver for Mr. Tobel. And we're going to go back over to their territory and raid their safe house. So their safe house is now gone. We picked up 5 furniture, shoved it all inside of our car. Does this place have anything else about the front or no? Okay, so we would have to restart the front procedures. So we did lose this corner, but now if we actually took this out and also this guy, Gordon Walker, or Walter or Walker, Walter, we have a nice little 3-corner with profit. Because these other 3 businesses possibly could be extorted, although I think this business refused to be extorted earlier. Alright, so Esther's hanging out here. We are doing our delivery run. We're sitting on $869. This should be a pretty good delivery run for us. Because we had a lot of alcohol saved up and no one was really buying. So she's made $740. That's all in her car. I think I want to have... maybe do a couple manual deliveries. We should have a nice stockpile left. Let's drop off the furniture, grab the fruit wine. Let's have Esther do the same thing. We're all going to take some fruit wine to the more faraway areas, which I thought... Wait, is your car bigger than my car? What the heck? Money doesn't take up space, does it? Hold up. What is she driving? Does she have a truck? What did I do here? Scarface, Moss. No, that's us. Oh, she has a 4-door sedan. I don't think I noticed that. She has a 4-door sedan instead of a 2-passenger vehicle, so she has a little bit more storage than I do. I don't think I even noticed that that was the different type of car that she purchased. So who else wants to buy our wine? Remember early in the game, we did kind of expand outward and try to knock on the door of a couple random businesses here. This won't work because it's in their territory, and I completely forgot about that. But we have a lot of places over here that do want our fruit wine. So I'll come back over in this side of town, sell as much as I can. You only want 15, you cheap bastards. Buy my fruit wine. It's the best fruit wine. Okay, so we are empty and we'll head back home. It'll be a while probably before we, you know, start to learn the ways to maximize the game, to min-max everything, to be able to, you know exactly which route is the best in terms of expansion. So should you rush an early game territory expansion? Should you try to save up money as much as possible and immediately try to open a second business with a second backroom operation? Lots of possibilities. We're up to $1,600 though, which is quite nice. Let's drop off some of that money. And I'll wait for someone to come home. Oh god, is there a cop here in the corner? I don't think they're being raided, which is useful. You have 2 movement points. Oh, come on! Who got that, by the way? Oh my god, did we seriously lose all that money? Who got picked up? Tobel? Holy crap, did we get lucky here? I think Tobel's the only one that got picked up. And luckily, Esther just dropped, or Thelma just dropped all of her money off. Holy cow, would that have been terrible. Right, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take her with a quick break. We're going to say, stop running the route. And the annoying part is I can't really get a bribe. I can say like, hey, you're a great person, and that gives me a +5 relationship, but that's going to decay over 14 days. That's just 2 turns, and it decays. So do I have to stalk this person every single day to tell them how much I appreciate what they're doing? Because if I try to bribe them, they just don't trust me enough. So I'm a little bit torn on what the best step is to bribe the police. Otherwise, I'm really not sure how you keep. I mean, obviously I murdered someone, right? But when you're doing trades over here, I guess it stacks up over time. So maybe do trades until the heat is getting higher, and then have everybody go away. To be fair, I did literally murder someone right over here. So I get why the heat is so high on our corner. Let's have Thelma pick up a bunch of money, because I want her to go grab some of that. We want her to go grab some extra stuff. I'm amused that we really haven't got caught with any alcohol yet. I feel like at this point we really should have been spotted by now. Let's have Tobel move over square just to get out of the way. Did I send the wrong person somewhere? I think I did. Thelma's in the truck. Let's send her to the logging place. You maybe just chill out down here. Nope, you ran the entire direction. Did not want you to do that. There we go. That is the right person. She has more capacity, so I'm just trying... Oh my god. Why don't you like me? You failed to pay them for running a front. Oh no, I forgot they had a front. You closed the front, they ran for you. Well, that's unfortunate. Terribly sorry about that. Does anybody else in the town sell lumber? Please let somebody else do it. There we go. Somebody right around the corner. Thankfully. Yeah, I got a little distracted trying to chase down all of our lovely friends. So it almost seems like getting rid of these thugs is a pretty important step, because they can just straight up interfere with your deliveries. They'll also negatively impact the relationship. Not really relationship, but they'll prevent you from being able to interact with your clients and with your businesses, because they go about their thuggery, being quite rude as they are. I wonder what the most efficient way to expand your territory is. It seems like, I mean, they always go in a plus symbol, right? They always go north, south, east, west. So getting a 4-corner intersection seems to be the most lucrative, and also making sure that that intersection has surrounding businesses is very important, right? So if we, right here, there's 3 intersections, 4 or 5 intersections in this stretch of area that don't have any businesses here, which means those are no businesses, or there's no businesses here that we could extort in order to continue to fund the front, and thus expand the territory even more. So maybe some of it is the luck of the draw. And by the way, there's nothing that says you have to expand right next to where you are. You are able to, if I wanted to, for example, send an expansion here on this corner, way out in the middle of nowhere. So that definitely is a possibility. Let's see if we can't recover where I'm at. I'm a little bit all over the place right now. So let's focus on deliveries first. We got a bunch of fruit wine ready to go. The heat is starting to go down. So let's get this lumber next turn. I'm going to leave Tobel and... what's her name? Thelma and, sorry, Scarface hanging out here. I keep sending the wrong person. Thelma's on number 2. She's the one with the truck. Got to keep that in mind. There's the sawmill. Oh, good. We do have enough to get here. We can pick up 11, apparently. So we only need 10. So we'll buy all of that. Let's see if she can go one tile over. She can't. There we go. So we'll drop all of this off here. So we need $700 more dollars. So let's have Tobel stop off at the main base. Grab 650. Is that all we have left? What about you? Do you have anything in your car? You do have a little bit. So let's drop off your money as well. Esther, my Esther. We only need $500. So let's grab that. We'll send Tobel over here, drop the money off, and now we should be able to start up. I think I did this at the end of last episode, too. I don't know how my crazy plans went so awry. But we'll start up this backroom fruit wine bootlegger. That's what I meant to do a while ago. And again, what this means is that they're going to sell fruit for us, almost like a drive-through. Instead of us having to manually sell it, we'll just deliver it here and they take care of it, which is quite useful. What do we do in the meantime, though? I guess we could work on expansion. Production has been completed. I'm going to go ahead and let Thelma return to her normal patrol, her normal delivery. Just for a minute or two until, because this is going to still take 6 turns or so to expand. Let's see if we can't put some lovin' on this Alphonse guy. Who knows Alphonse? Does anyone know Alphonse that I know? Not really. I can't get an introduction. Wow, I've really pissed some people off. Well, that's a thug guy or whatever. That's a troublemaker, so that is not entirely surprising. It's kind of hard to just get relationships with a car dealership, I assume. What about this restaurant? Does anyone know Johanna Jansen that we could get a boost from? Unfortunately not. It's all the people that hate us. So really, if we had any connection, it would be a negative connection, I think. Well, we could try to focus on maybe killing the Walter crew. Let's go have a chat with them and see maybe who knows them. If we get enough money, we could just send them on their way. All I'm looking at is where the little symbols go to and if I have any relationship. So the best option would be Albert Brine. So Albert, if I send Scarface to chat with you and I say, hey, good old Albert, can I possibly get an introduction to one of your friends? Can I get an introduction to the local troublemaker, the Walter crew? Is it Walter's here? Yes. So tell me more about the crew. We'll use a favor. And then that gives us a 15 relationship boost. So how much would it cost for you to leave? We have to have $700 and they would give up this lovely corner. 3 businesses here. One of them would be, of course, their hideout, but definitely 3 of them are quite nice in terms of what we could have for a, oh, I forgot the name, the extortion area. Well, also, what's next door? Nothing here. Let's kill a turn and go here. So nothing here. It's only left and right, basically. Maybe one person could just always be exploring. Maybe that's the key once you have multiple crew members. Have somebody always exploring the different areas around town. Okay, so nothing down here either. So it's almost like this would be a great spot for a front, and then where we had it before would be the same great spot for a front as well. But how do we deal with the boys? How do we deal with the Walter crew? Boy, that went down really quick. You've been trespassing in their territory. They didn't appreciate that. The favor that we have can only be used so far just to introduce us to somebody. Alright, so they're going to let us know if they come across anything suitable. I'd like to do business here. I could threaten them, and that's not going to go well because that's going to reduce our relationship with them. I'd like to keep that relationship higher if I could, in the event that we want to pay them off. I think you have to have a little bit of money and a little bit of relationship to even try to pay them off in the first place. Let's just wait a little bit. I feel like this kind of run is also coming to an end just because I don't exactly know what I'm doing all that well. Who just fought us? James Franklin? Guess what, buddy? We've got a quick response force ready to go. You have made mistakes. Who needs guns? Who needs guns when you've got fists, right? Exactly. They fought back. So I think we can incapacitate them. I doubt that we're going to be able to kill them because I think one of us is going to get injured here. Oop. Scarface is still healthy, apparently. So he's incapacitated. He did go home and get healed up, though, which is a bit annoying. But thankfully, our little business down here, the bootleggers, is all done. So let's look at changing up our route. In this case, all we have to do now is literally pick up our fruit wine, all of it, and then go to storage drop off the fruit wine at Southern Petroleum. From there, we're going to stop off and buy small bottles. Remember, we need those for our production, so we'll stop off here and buy as many small bottles at Milton's Auto Service. And I guess we'll just have her make a long run around town. So who else has them? Is it literally just these two places? That's it? You've got some, and then there's apparently another place way out here that's got some as well. And then we'll say, come home and drop everything off. So storage drop off. Small bottles back at the Carson Pool Hall. Okay. So a different route this time. Pick up the fruit wine, deliver the fruit wine, that's it. And then just buy a ton of bottles, come home and drop them all off. Awesome. Let's let her rest up, though, because she is injured. She has no more action points this turn. Let's bring our folks back as well. I'm passing a lot of turns, by the way. I just kind of want to experiment with some of the different mechanics in the game. So this is our... Remember, this is our drop-off and pick-up kind of a place. So people just show up here. As long as we have at least 24 fruit wine, people will show up and simply just get alcohol. The operation is too small to increase our respect, which is interesting. This is kind of cool. Trapdoor. You can sell more booze each day. We need secret doors and an operational manager. Discreet advertising. Huh. Only $100 is what we need here. And then more bar seating. We don't really have a bar, do we? Bartender is drawing in standing room only crowds. Who has money on in their car? Nobody really. Let's grab money from the base. We'll drop this off, and I think I'll do the advertising because that seems like it's relatively useful. Hopefully that doesn't increase the amount of heat you get. All right, so there's the expansion. We don't have a manager right now. I'm going to leave Thelma on her own route. What if we assign Scarface Moss to the building? Let's try that. Let's assign Scarface. I don't know what's good yet or not. Let's remove the car, assign her to the building. Southern Petroleum Co. That is her new place, and we've got a car kind of just sitting here doing nothing, which is fair. Alrighty. What can we do next? We don't have enough money to oust these guys. Somehow we still have this territory, which is kind of interesting. So I guess... Oh, that's true, because it makes sense that our reputation is still the highest reputation on this corner. So the reputation, maybe it goes down over time. 20 from the same ethnicity, proximity to our territory, and relationships in the area. Oh, so positive relationships have an impact on your overall, what is that word called? Your reputation on that corner. Interesting, good to know. Let's take a look at some of these businesses over here that we were not able to get to before. Music venue of some sort and a grocery store. This corner kind of sucks because there's nothing. It kind of didn't get the best RNG in terms of what's around here. How are they expanding? They're just expanding down arteries almost, as opposed to having nice big blocks. That's the way I like it. I want my territory to be the biggest in the world. All contiguous, no separation, no blank areas in any of my space. Do we have any built-up relationships with anyone else? Not really. Where do we want to expand to then? I can't really do this car park. How about Lewis Anderson? Do you have any relationship? We do. Let's go over here to the Burnett Drug Company. Yes, I can have a quick chat. Hey, weapons. Yes, I do want a weapon. If I deliver booze for guns, that's awesome. Bases for destroyers. Let's go grab some fruit wine. I think we should have 20. Almost. We're actually a little bit short of fruit wine. Let's grab everything here. And we'll go over to our other safe house and pick up just a little bit more. I think we've got enough. Seriously? 19.5? Can I just get 20? There we go. So we're going to drop 20 cases off and get a... Oh, wow. We're going to have a Winchester rifle, pocket pistol, or Colt pistol. Interesting. I guess I would go for the Winchester rifle. That seems pretty good. And now we've got I got an actual weapon, right? Or do we not? Hang on. 2 items is what it said. Where's the item at? In vehicle, nothing? Or does that mean that's for sale somewhere? Yeah, you're having trouble with the hooligan, I know. Inconvenient, I can't buy anything from you. You learned about a new resource. Huh. So maybe this just unlocked this around town somewhere. We just don't have it yet. Winchester rifle. Okay, so we unlocked it, but apparently we didn't get it, as far as I can tell. Because we don't have a weapon in our hands. Or in the car. Huh. Curious. We also just randomly left our fruit wine inside the inventory of the vehicle. Okay, so he wants us to deal with the by May 24th, deal with the local troublemakers. Well, I would if I had a weapon. Let's see if we can't get some support again. I'm trying to chat, I think, with Lewis Anderson. So let's get an introduction to her. Then we'll swing by and maybe see if she's interested in opening a front. We're going to have to wait for the cops to leave, which we did. And now we can basically say we want to take over territory. It's going to cost us $330. So let's go grab some monies. I think we've got a little bit of money left over here. And how's our other business doing? Yeah, we're making a little bit of money. That's lovely. Good enough. We'll head back over this way and have her start up a front. So that'll give us, you know, more territory. This one and this one, not really the most amazing spot, but it does kind of plug some gaps here. So, I mean, at this point, the game is, by the way, coming out tomorrow. I'm not sure what the unlock time will be, but I kind of think I just need to dig into the game a bit more. There's so many mechanics about it. I thought at first it'd be a little bit different than what it is. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's one of those games where you have to kind of think, and you have to give it some thought and planning, because like very similar to like Rise of Industry, where you had to kind of plan out what is, you know, what input is being delivered by which supplier and how you're going to go, you know, your tier productions, this, that, and the other thing. So it's a mix. It's got that logistical aspect, but then you also have this territory expansion. You're having to deal with the troublemakers. You have to figure out how you're going to deal with enemy gangs, which we've really not even jumped into yet at all. So far I am enjoying it. I do think this is going to be a game, for me at least, that I really dive into, because I really love these types of deep simulation games. You may not enjoy this as much, especially if you're a fan of like Omerta. What was the other one that recently came out? Omerta was a while ago. There was one that I had, I think it was even from Paradox, or maybe published by Paradox, but I didn't give it the time of day. But it's almost like XCOM, but Gangsters. That game, obviously a completely different strategy. So this is more towards the gangster roots that I was looking for, but I don't want to give it like a negative view, because I really haven't gotten into the game at all. A game like this, I really do think you need dozens of hours to kind of get into the meat and potatoes. Maybe not that long, but at least a couple hours into your save in order to start unlocking the more complex, you know, backroom options, and you're starting to get your gang bigger and bigger. So what I might do is go ahead and end this little preview Let's Play. I hope it was enough to crack open the egg, so to speak, and show you what's inside. And this might or might not be something you're interested in. I think I'm going to try to come back down the road, like I said before, where I get a little better view of what happens later on in the end game, or maybe towards the middle game, when you're deep at war and you've already got all of your territories established. So thanks for coming along with me. Sorry about the weirdness in the first video. I did have to re-upload with a new save, just because I pretty much ran into a similar problem where I backed myself into a corner. But I think we learned a lot from these last couple of runs through the game, and I'm eager to see how it launches and how it's received. I kind of get the feeling it's going to be so complex that not many people appreciate it, and that's fair. I mean, that's what people do. They leave reviews, and that is your opinion, and you're more than welcome to that. I will say it's performance-wise, it's smooth. The mechanics are, you know, there's no crashing that I've come across. There might be a bug or two in there somewhere that I just didn't understand the mechanics of the game. It could be a bug or it could be a mechanic. I'm not entirely sure. So I will continue to explore this, but I hope you did enjoy our coverage. Our coverage, yes, me and myself. The coverage of City of Gangsters, friends. Until next time, until the next video, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.